Well, that's a good thing. I mean, it's like, you always, when you can get 2 out RBIs, usually something good's going to happen. I mean, you can winning streaks or just, playing good baseball, and we've been doing a good job of it. With the exception of the other day. I mean, we, it's good. It's good to see.
What went into the decision of pulling Jaime there?
I just like the matchup right there. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, anything. He had pitches. It was just a situation of the game that Jose was well rested, and just the matchups right there, and, just one of those things.
These past 2 days, they pulled closer there within a run or 2 runs, there in the 4th or 5th inning. Good to see your team continue to come up big in that next inning.
It's great to see Dansby kind of, he had a really good, he's had a really good road trip, and swinging it back good, and so it's good to see the guys. They just keep fighting, like they do all the time, and Matt's swinging that back good now. Freddie, all of them. Nick's been really good, and they're all of them are swinging the bat really well.
What are you thinking there on that double play ball that Brennan line driver there? It's just a heck of a thing.
Yeah. I thought.
How about just with Freeman? You've seen a lot of great seasons here, but what you've seen basically from the time you started this.
The thing that impresses me most is, I term it that boring professional. He just goes about it every day like he comes, shows up, and is really intense and into it and competitive and does everything that an ultimate pro does. I mean, he just prepares to play the games, doesn't get too high or too low. He takes every at-bat's an individual thing, and it's just a great approach and a great outlook that he has.
And for Jose Ramirez to give up those couple hits, but to come back and give you that 7th inning that he did.
And he had those 2 guys right where he wanted them, and just couldn't finish them off, and then he regrouped and threw the ball really well. I said that's kind of what I was expecting when I brought him in, and that's just a situation where it's just one of them games. I mean, they're going to be like that, and I just felt like, to answer your question again, the matchup was good for Jose right there, and Jaime threw the ball really well and did a really good job. But just sometimes, make a decision, and I hate that he didn't get the win, but glad we did.
You've seen, especially today, but over the last week, what Kemp and Freeman can do when they're both clicking at the same time.
I've seen it for a while, and Matt had a week where, he wasn't driving the runs in he wanted to, but it's just, a guy like that, it's just a matter of time. I mean, it's like you look at, it's again, I always say, you look at his baseball card, and it's going to be like that again this year. I mean, he's the guy that just knows he has a knack for driving runs in and loves those situations. And, he's going to go through periods. Everybody does in baseball. And, just like everything. So, you don't worry about a guy. You don't worry about a guy like that. You don't worry about a Markakis or Freddie Freeman or anybody, because they're going to show up and they're going to do, they're going to come to play every day. And then sometimes it's going to go their way, and sometimes it isn't.
You kind of touched on it, but it was a great offensive road trip for Dansby Swanson. How much more reward is it for you guys that you stuck with him and believed in him while he was kind of slumping down?
Well, I mean, it's just, it's the growing pains or the just learning the league. It's different than it was last year. It's just the whole thing. Every year is different, and when you start out, you're going to go through some adversities and some trials, and he's not where he wants to be right yet, but the kid has a great outlook on things, and he just continues to work, and and it's good to see the hard work, the perseverance, the confidence he has in himself, to see it pay off.